All right. Shalom, Yashala. This the GMS Louisiana Saints camp. All right. We coming to do a sit down on just the growth and maturity in the faith, man, in this walk, man. All right, but before we go anywhere, we want to give infinite praise and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone who grow us in this truth, man, through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. And double honors to the elders and apostles, a great Salaki. And peace, grease, and salutation to the icons that's pushing this work around the globe in truth and sincerity. To the true icons push on, man. And give me that first precept out, Baba Kasha. With that 1 Peter 2:2.
Gotcha.
Through the spirit. Cause yeah, man, and what propelled us to really do this sit down, man, was me and the brothers was just talking about how growth is so essential and pivotal to this truth, man. And if you're not growing, man, then spiritually the spirit not dealing with you, man. All right, because the Father plant the spirit of this spirit by it's the rivers of living water, man. All right, He plant this tree by water so it can grow. Go ahead, I'll give it to me.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby.
It says as newborn babes, man. And if anybody have a child, man, have the understanding of how to raise a child, you know you have to take your time with them, man.
Yeah.
All right? You got to take your time with a child. You got to feed a child. You got to bathe a child. You got to nurture a child, man. All right? So in order to grow in this thing, all right, in order to grow in the truth, you got to have great leadership, man. All right? And not on top of that, just from the leadership's perspective, man, but they got to also be called men of the Lord, man. All right? This ain't no pickup. This ain't no pickup on, this ain't no Uber. This truth ain't no Uber or no Lyft, man. You pick them up and just drop them off at their destination, man. Men got to be carried in this thing, man. All right? You got to be set up as an elder from the man of the Lord, man. Then they got to trickle down to order, man, which goes down all the way into the babes. Go ahead, Al.
All right.
That's it in that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
That's it in that?
I'm going to get your next precept.
Go ahead.
Talk.
Whenever, you go ahead, Al.
As far as it's order, like just like with the Most High. Most High bring down the word and it get passed down to Yahweh Shai and on down. And that's just how it is in the spiritual realm, just like in the physical realm. The physical realm, it gotta be a time for everything. It's a time and a place for everything. So the Most High is gonna make sure everything happens on His time.
All right.
If I could also say, it's like when you go to get a job. First you start off as an apprentice, then you work your way up until you be a master in your trade. You just don't want to be an apprentice not knowing how to measure or do anything for like 6 years into it.
See, and Elder Tahar, he said in one of his clips back a couple years ago, he said, man, if a brother is in one place 6 months and 6 months later he hasn't grown, he said, put the brother out your camp.
That's right.
And I don't. Well, you notice how in this society they say quote, end quote. That's what the brother said. Elder Tahar was like, man, if a brother ain't growing in 6 months period, man, you got to put binoculars on him. You got to check him, you know? All right, I got your precept, all right?
Yeah, bring that out.
This is Acts 8:31.
Come on.
And he said, how can I accept some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come and sit with him.
You could read up once so we could get a better understanding of it.
All right, verse 30.
Or whenever he's speaking about how he should learn. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to start at verse 29.
All right, 29. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Acts 8:29.
Uh-huh.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot.
It said the Spirit said unto the Spirit said unto Philip, all right? And first and foremost, in order to grow in this thing, you got to grow of the Spirit. You got to grow thereby by the Spirit, man. All right? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understanding thou read it? Do thou understandest what thou readest?
And the reason why he asked him that, man, because you hear a lot of time in the New Testament when Paul refer to as it is written, understanding that what the prophets have wrote have been the pathway to what they're saying, man. It's only a duplicate of what they're saying. They're only bringing in, they carrying the word on, man, through fulfillment of the word. Go ahead.
How would they understand that unless they had knowledge and grew in the truth? To
Through
put
the Spirit.
Put the past to the present.
There you go.
And then, and how the church make it seem like it said like the New Testament just contradicts everything about the Old Testament. Like the Lord have changed in the scripture. The Lord said He will never change.
And when you read through the epistles and our great King Yahushua, they always quoted scripture from the so-called prophet. I mean, from the prophets. They always regurgitated what the prophet said, what the law said.
That's right.
From the Tanakh
And if you
from
get
the Torah. You know what I'm saying?
Salagia, if you get that word as it is written, let me see if I can pull it up on my
From the
phone.
beginning.
Yeah, as it is written in the Strongs, man. I know that like the service is somewhat bad. You could get that from it live or not, Baba Kashai. As it is written. Anywhere. Just get as it is written, man. And we gonna get what that means.
Yeah, in the blue letter, bro.
In the blue letter, yeah, in the blue letter. But keep reading that.
Verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understand what thou readest? And he said, how can I accept him except some man shall guide me?
Right. It saves some man should guide him. He telling them I can't understand it except a man should guide me, man. All right. That's why there's an order in this thing that's set up from the head all the way down, man. Because every man who of this truth, that they got a understanding that they had to be guided from men. They had to be a top man that the Most High dealing with, and it's trickling down from men, man. So you have to get under a man to get built up. All right. You're not getting built up without getting under a man. And the spirit not dealing with this man. The spirit got to be dealing with this man, in order to deliver it to you. Go ahead, you want to say something?
I got a quick precept just to go what the brother was saying, how the prophets understood the Old Testament to understand the New Testament. We're in a similar situation right now. This is James 1:1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. And we know during that time when he wrote it, the 10 tribes were across the sea in America, also known as Arsareth. So he's writing it for this time, but you have to have an understanding of that to know that this was a future prophecy speaking of right now instead of back then.
That's right. And the spirit quicken it, man. That's why it's saying this word is spirit. Because they're going in the same, they took the same route. Basically, the elder prophets versus the newer prophets in the Newer Testament, however you want to call it, man, they took the same route as the old, man. Right? All right, in Jeremiah 6:16, it says, follow the ways of the earth.
And what the scripture say? Everybody gonna fall back in their lots.
They fall back in their lots. Matter of
matter-
fact, you're right. We're going to get that. We're going to pull that out. I'm going to let you break it down.
All right.
Get Daniel 12 and 13 out. Bible for shot.
If I could say, it's pretty heady
Yeah.
because the prophets were writing for what they were going to understand in the future when
Right.
they didn't understand it in the past. But you got to be built up to understand it in the first place.
So
That's the same
spiritually,
thing with
the order.
with Noah.
Yeah.
That's why nobody didn't believe Noah when he was saying this stuff, because it wasn't common what he was saying at that time. What was going on?
Dang.
You're talking about rain and flooding and stuff, and you never experienced rain.
This Daniel 12 and 13. But go thy way till the end be, and thou shalt rest,
Go ahead.
and stand in thy lot at the end of days.
It says, and stand in thy lot at the end of days, man. All right? That's through the spirit. So why is he telling Daniel to stand at his lot at the end of days, man? Because he knew that this time through reincarnation, Daniel would be back, man.
He's
All
going to
right?
come back and do the same thing he did this time. And he
Come.
said, in this time, be strong just like how you was in
the
your
last
past time.
And through the spirit, like you just said, through the spirit, that's the same men coming back through the same spirit. That means they got the same understanding, man. All right? There's no veering off the understanding here, man. That this same understanding has been handed down from our forefathers all the way down to now, which we are our forefathers in reincarnation, man. All right? Go ahead, Al. Y'all got something else?
All right, let me get you another precept, right?
No, yeah. I want him to bring out this John 3 and 3. And it says, to go back on, double back on what he said, it says, how can I except some man guide me? And in Jeremiah 6 and 16, it says, look in the old path of the old ways, man. I paraphrase it,
Hey,
man.
bring out the as it is
know
written,
that-
all right?
Yeah, give me that as it is written.
And on that,
About
what
the
you was saying, like,
Hold, he about
Give it to me.
Want me to get the one in the Greek?
It
New Testament, don't matter. Romans 9:13.
yeah, get in the New Testament so it could speak about the old. Go ahead.
Alright, just
Cause they ain't gonna say it in the old like you
This is
know.
from Romans 9:13. Jacob that I love, he said, hey, this
Speak with a camera can hit it, all right?
Come. This the
Just speak loud, Doc. You got it.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
This grapho, it says to write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate a form of the letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. To write, excuse me, Salagia, with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing, not to be things not to be forgotten, man.
Gotta come over somehow.
It says write down record. You see, this the point, to commit to writings, things not to be forgotten. All right, those are the letters that was written before the men. Write down, record. It says use those things which stand written in the sacred books of the Old Testament, man.
Hey, I can say this too, Salakia. Hey man, Jake hardhead. What you gotta do to get Jake to listen? Tell him over and over again. So in that case, you gotta write it down and keep telling them repetitively, man.
That's right.
Over and over again, cause they're stiff necking hardheads. You hear me?
And what's
so
the
you gotta
word-
Write that down for them, man.
and what's the word Judah women use to express how hard-headed a child is? He bad. They always say he bad, but that's why the child be acting bad, because y'all always glorify him being bad, so he used that as attention.
Treat him as a
Let's
child.
do
You
the
don't build him
Yeah,
up
but
as an
not
adult.
right. Come
Terms,
yeah, not the.
Yeah,
not
no,
to
don't
veer off
just
too much.
on
Yeah,
what
I
he
know,
was
understand.
saying.
Yeah, through the spirit, but not to veer off that much, man. But going back to just letting the spirit lead you from being a babe into an elder, man, because that's the whole goal. All right, we all gonna remain babes because we never gonna get the full knowledge of this truth until we get our spiritual identity back, our true spiritual identity. Once we get our bodies changed, but right now, the four they have left, we got the full truth and the understanding of the then and now. All right, go ahead.
Go to precept,
Yeah,
all
go-
right?
yeah,
What
bring
you
it out.
exactly what you saying, all right?
Bring it out.
This 1 Corinthians 3:1.
Uh-huh.
And I, Akim, cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Yahushua. So he was telling the Corinthians, look, man, I want to get on y'all with a level, but
Right.
y'all not on a level.
Y'all not built up.
Y'all still doing shit like niggas. Y'all conducting yourselves as niggas. When you read the Corinthians, they was going off. All right, that's why he had to send them 2 letters. All right, but this how he wanted to be him. He said, "I have fed you with milk and not with meat. For a hit throat too. You were not able to bear it. Neither were you not able.
Yeah, right, man. Because is a such thing as you can't give a baby steak, man. You know what I'm saying? It takes growth, all right, and growth. And the way that you grow through the scriptures, like you must retain the milk first. It's an order with everything. The Father said, "Let everything be done decent and in order." You cannot listen. You got to be taught how to walk. A baby have to be taught how to walk. And the truth, you have no legs before you come in this thing, man. You got to get your legs under you to even learn how to walk, man, to even direct and guide yourself to a degree, man.
And
then
balance yourself.
To balance yourself, man. Go ahead, you got
Like I
it.
say, it goes with what the brother said earlier about repetition. Jake's hard-headed. Not only do you have to learn it, but you have to keep at it. You have to go through it and
That's
go through
right.
it and go through it to build yourself
Right.
up.
That's right. And going through something, you stumble at it, man. Sometimes we'll think we know something and probably didn't go over the scriptures or something like that and fall back into that hole like, man, I knew this or whatever, but that's repetition.
But you can't
That's-
be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps you staying stagnant, is being proud and not being able to learn from your mistakes and grow
Right.
and build yourself up.
That's why the Most High keep you humble. That's why nobody's perfect. That's why he has flaws on everybody, so nobody could get prideful like they can't be, like they better than somebody. Everybody got the issue.
That's why when you read Romans the 8th chapter, it say the creation is subject to vanity. And in the book of Proverbs, it say a righteous man falls 7 times, but he get back up. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes you into what? A man.
That's right.
That will get you off the milk to meat. When you
Adversity.
fall and learn from it.
Progress, hold on, before you go. Progress is synonymous with regressing, man. the more you regress, not to say that you need to take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward. In some cases, it be that way, especially in the truth, man. You know, sometimes you got to humble yourself down. You got to go back to the basics, man. You will never be able to outgrow the basics. Long as you stay with the basics, you know, not stay there, but long as you always round yourself back to the basics, the fundamentals, that's your safe haven, man. You understand? Which goes back to the milk. Go ahead, Ike.
This go hand in hand with y'all saying.
If I could say real quick, it's like mathematics. You got to know the basic formulas before you go into
That's
the
right,
calculus.
man. That's
go to
right.
Algebra and the calculus.
That's right, man.
That's right.
How it go? Add, subtract. It's a name.
Multiply.
What?
Algebra.
Like Paul
It was
said.
a name though. It's a name.
Algebra
Like
1
Paul
and
say.
2, geometry.
Paul said, "What good is knowing to speak the language of angels and know all the deep breakgrounds if you don't know charity?
You don't know
basics,
charity.
The basics, the basics.
The basics, man.
So how you could learn the heavens outside of the earth heavens if you don't know what's going on in this earth?
That's right,
Like
man, right.
there's only certain levels you could get to before you could cross over to the next level.
Right.
All right, this is Hebrews 5:14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age. This for you, Ki.
Go ahead. Read it. Start it over. Ike.
Hebrews 5:14.
Come
But
on.
strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age.
It says strong meat belonging to them that are full of age, which means what? That's those who are of
Mature.
elders. All right, they have been built up in this thing, man. Because everybody in the truth is not a babe. All right, some brothers learning curve is faster than others. Some brothers get it slower than brothers. That don't mean that their plant is not growing, but a plant that don't grow, it die every day, man. All right.
Or
Go
that
ahead.
that nigga Meek Mill, you know, he a nigga.
Right.
We don't use him as a
Level to this
excerpt
shit.
or anything.
Yep.
But he said some real shit. It's levels to this shit. And it's truth, when the Most High deal with certain men, it's level to this thing. It's levels to this thing. We not gonna say it's shit, but
it's
this
levels,
truth
like-
is levels to this truth,
To
man.
keep you humble, there's always gonna be somebody who know more than what you know.
But guess what the Most High say? I'm with them from the least to the greatest of them. Even though it's different levels,
There's
the
no
brother that has more talents, to much is given, much is expected.
no respect of person.
He's no respecter of person. So even you brothers that don't have what the older brother have, even though it's levels to it, you know what I'm saying? You got to be striving for perfection. You supposed to be getting Titus and Timothy. They were supposed to be wanting to get what
Yeah,
Paul was.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Those brothers that was in Jerusalem amongst the circumcision, they were supposed to want to get what Peter and James was. All right? And that's where this truth go.
That's what he looked up to.
Go ahead, Ike.
Even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
See, that's what make them elders. All right, they understand between good and evil. All right, that is a level to it, man. But when you're not built up spiritually, man, then you're not in a position to be an elder. Everybody want to be an elder until it's time to be an elder, man. Then nobody wants to be an elder,
They
man.
want to be an elder, but they don't want the responsibility.
They don't want the responsibility. That lets you know right there that you shouldn't be in the That's not. Well, I'm gonna say that's not your lot, because eventually that may end up being your lot. But at the time, man, you gotta measure thyself, man. Okay? And the way you measure yourself, this truth is a measuring stick. From learning, hold on, from learning. All right, from learning and growing in the truth is a measuring stick, man. It measure the amount of the spirit which the Father is dealing with you, man. All right, a spiritual growth versus natural growth is two different total things, man. All right, you gotta know you grow spiritually in the truth, then naturally it's gonna follow. Go ahead, Ike.
And like a lot
You
of
follow?
elders that's in them type of positions, they didn't want to be elders. Like you don't choose what it is up in here. You are who you are. The Most High choose this. And it's like how people want to be elders, they won't have that type of fame. The true elders, they didn't really want to be in that position to take that responsibility. But that's what they like.
Moses, the king of Israel. Moses was a king in Israel.
Right.
He was Yahweh Shemashai's #1 man. He didn't want to do that. He told the motherfucker Most High, I can't speak, man. My speech is bad, man. I don't want this office. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High gave him Aaron to aid him, you know? That happens, you know? King David was picked to be Yahweh Shema Shai's king. He didn't just say, I want to be king of Israel, you know?
Then it's to add to it, man. What makes it more spiritual is that the scriptures say, I don't know the brother finding it real quick, but I can't really locate it in my mind right. The scriptures say that how can you understand that which is spiritual when you can't even understand the natural first, man? You see what I'm saying? Like it's a level to that, man. Okay? In order to understand the natural and get the natural under you, man, you gotta learn spiritually, man. All right? It's a corridor. Learning spiritually is an automatic corridor to the natural, man. It's gonna fall in place, man. It's gonna level off. All right? You don't even know what's in front of you. So you can't be thinking about spiritual things when naturally you can't even see martial law coming your way, or that this earth is upside down, or that a homosexual shouldn't be a homosexual, not to go off course, man. But that's just been having your senses discerned, man. Go ahead.
And that's the thing about it. That's why everything happens spiritually. We know it's gonna happen spiritually.
Right.
We know it's coming.
Right.
So it gotta manifest in the physical.
Right.
The physical gotta catch up with the spiritual, because everything happens spiritually. Spiritually don't have no time limit.
But while we in the natural, we got to pay attention to the natural first. In 1 Corinthians, it tell you that which is natural is first, then that's spiritual. But we understand that it's really the other way around. All right? But Paul is telling you in Corinthians that you got to master the natural first, man. All right? Then spiritually it's going to catch up to itself, man. But we know everything happens spiritually to, like you just said, to come back down naturally, man. It'll tell you that in 1 Corinthians.
It happens on the left-hand side. To get up on a certain level, you got to move. You got to get to a certain spot to get to the next level.
That's right. Let's bring this out. Bring this out, huh? Bring it out.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14.
Go ahead.
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
See, they spiritually discern. And now, you got to understand, your discernment is your prudence, man. That's your wisdom. That's your insight. But this got to be deposited in your spirit, man.
You got to put off that old man.
No, how true that is.
You got to be renewed in the mind, man. In order to be renewed, we going to bring it out in John, man.
Hey, this
through the spirit, man.
2/3 don't even know they got a spirit. They don't even know they got a spirit in them.
Because they don't react to it. Like spiritual men only know.
The stirs are brute beasts. The Most High liken them to animals, man.
That's right.
All right, this John 3 verse 3.
Yeah.
Yahweh.
He had a little more. He's
Salaki.
gonna go with John.
We just got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes. Come.
This is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child.
Right.
I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even also as I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity.
But now that first child right there, that's a physical child that he's speaking about. When he thought as a child, he acted as a child, and he put away childish things. Now give me that spiritual child.
He had to grow up.
He had to grow up.
He was that natural man.
That natural man. Go ahead.
John verse 3, and
Watch
shut
this.
it down after this, all right?
Come.
Yahweh shall answer and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh.
Now he just said right there, when I was a child, I thought as a child. That was that natural child. This that spiritual child, man. All right? This that spiritual child of you coming back in the form of a babe, man. Meaning, not no actual babe going back into your mother's womb, which is gonna read, man. But humbling yourself down with all humility, man. And being susceptible to all learning and understanding, man. All right? Being taught. You got to be taught. If you ain't no nigga that won't be taught, don't come to the camp, man. All right? We not...
Well, not a nigger. Not a nigger.
That's a nigger, dude.
Yeah.
A nigger not going to want to be taught.
Yeah.
You see? But the whole point is, like you said, but the brother corrected it. But the whole point is, you got to be taught. We're not the learners. We got elders we learn from. We are the teachers. You're not going to come out here and teach us anything. All right? The Father have set his men up to be the teachers. You got it, right?
All right, so with that, Lord willing to sit down was edifying to the hearers. We're going to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Dash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutation and sincerity And sincere shalom to you. Sincere Akim.
Right.
Pushing his true cause to 4 wins. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.